Now, on to our consensus tight end rankings. Tight. These are the Daydreamers top 12 tight ends. We got the draft guide out on the website, daydreamermedia.com. We do have a new installment coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. These are our updated tight end rankings that will be on the next installment. So if you guys go right now, Tuesday morning, you guys see this or listening to this right when it drops, go to the website. It won't be updated quite yet. We're working on it.
September 1st.
It'll be out soon.
As of September 1st, it will be updated.
So let's get on to this list. Number 1, Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. We all have him at number 1. The shock, the surprise. Ryan.
Listen, he's the GOAT. It's kind of easy. Since he's been drafted, most targets, most receptions, most receiving yards, most touchdowns. And it's really not that close. He's also had 5 1,000-yard seasons, which is the most in the NFL or tight end NFL history. I expect the same thing unless he gets hurt. He's in a great offense. He's basically a number 1 receiver. I know in this pod we say don't draft him in the first round, but if you draft him in the first round, we're not mad at you. We get it. We would rather have him in the beginning of the second. But hey, this guy is an absolute monster. Just facts. Guaranteed volume, and it's gonna be a great team.
I'd rather have him in the 12th round, bro.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm just saying.
It's crazy. I was looking at some of these tight end stats, and I'm gonna ramble real quick. Tony Gonzalez was a G. Oh man.
No. Come on. We don't have time for talking about Tony Gonzalez. All right. Number 2 on our list, Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders. Ryan and Keone both have him at 2. I have him at 3.
So here's where you're wrong, JJ. No. He's Waller the baller, baby. I mean, even though George Kittle, I think, might be a better tight end for the game of football, I think Waller is better for fantasy. Mostly because Kittle has really only played 1 full season. Since 2019, Waller has had the 7th most targets in the entirety of the NFL, including wide receivers, with 262. He is 6th overall in receptions with 197, and he is 7th overall with 2,341 yards. And that's among wide receivers as well. So that's just ridiculous. And we've already talked about Kelce. He's way up there on that list. But he has had 12 receiving touchdowns in that time. And like, he gets the ball. Pretty much he is
their wide receiver 1. He
their really
number 1 target. Yeah.
Yes. Derek Carr throws him the ball so much.
Yes.
And besides him being called Waller the Baller, I have a new nickname for him.
Okay.
He is Darren. So he's got 2. That's how good he is. He gets 2 nicknames. He is Darren Walk the Pass Line Waller because he is one of the safest bets in Vegas.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know if that one will be as easy to say on the podcast, but
I mean, I really tried to find something that was a catchy name for like a safe bet in Las Vegas, and like the pass line in craps is the best thing I could find. So yeah, Darren walk the line Waller. So there you go.
It works. All right. Number 3 on our list is George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers. I have him at 2. Ryan and Keone both have him at 3. Kittle, like Keone said, is a great tight end for the NFL. It in turn makes him a pretty good tight end for fantasy football. Kittle was a 100 target, 1,000-yard tight end before last year, where he only played 8 games. And last season, he was putting up similar numbers to the previous years. It's just he didn't play enough games to be a consistent tight end for fantasy. He was the tight end 3 and the tight end 2 in the previous 2 years. He is also a yards after catch monster. In 2019, he was 3rd in the league in yards after catch. In 2018, he was 1st in the league. Even with missing a majority of last year, Kittle is still going to be a top 3 tight end this year, no doubt. I have him at 2. You guys obviously have him at 3. Can't blame you there because of the things that Keone talked about with Waller. But yeah, the Yak monster, the Yak Nest monster over here, George Kittle, is going to be really good. And if you could get him for fantasy, go get him.
Is that you? Did you come up with that nickname?
Yeah, just now. Yak. I was reading my notes. Yak monster. Yak Nest monster.
I love it. Oh my God. I love it.
Okay, number 4 on our list, TJ Hockenson from the Detroit Lions. We all have him at number 4. Ryan.
And I think this year is the year he goes into that and makes it a top 4 instead of him being with 4 through 6. He's going to get guaranteed volume because that team sucks. DeAndre's coaches said that DeAndre Swift is a little out of shape, doesn't even know if he's going to be really ready to play. Cut Perriman with Tyrell Williams is a okay.
He's a vet there, yeah.
And St. Brown is a rookie. Last year, Hockenson doubled everything from his rookie year. Had 67 receptions, 101 targets, and I think if he gets to he could get to 140 targets. And if he gets that, he's going to be first of all, I think the most was like 155, which is like pretty close. But Zach Ertz had it in 2018.
Yeah, I think it was 136, I believe, or at least that was receptions. So
yeah, we're talking about targets though.
Okay.
Sorry. It's 156 targets from 2018 by Zach Ertz. He's not going to get. I don't think they're going to score a lot. I don't think he's going to get a lot of touchdowns. But just off receptions and yards, I think he'd be a guy that can easily put himself in the top 4.
Yeah, I like that you saying that he's going to make it a top 4 this year instead of. I think I agree with that.
Thank Jesus.
Thank Jesus. Number 5 on our list, Mark Andrews from the Baltimore Ravens. We all have him at 5. And in the last 2 seasons, he's finished as the tight end 4 and 5. He had a 24% target share and is looking to be the number 1 target again this year for the Ravens. The problem is this is just a run first team and they don't throw a ton near the end zone. Even with that, he does still score touchdowns. In 2019, he had 10, which was first amongst tight ends and second in the NFL. And in 2020, he had 7 touchdowns, which was top 5 amongst tight ends. The J.K. Dobbins news we talked about a little bit earlier, I think helps Andrews near the red zone. It's going to allow defenses to look at Lamar Jackson more for the run and make him have to throw a little bit more. Mark Andrews is that guy that he throws to, and we all know touchdowns make and break tight ends. Andrews also has 4.2 receptions a game. I mean, he's a pretty safe bet. He's going to be the number 1 on his team. It's just a run first team that is why we have him at 5. Number 6 on our list, Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons. Ryan and Keone both have him at 6. I have him at 7.
Yeah, so I think he can fill the vacant Julio Jones spot on that team, but I think he can also get touchdowns, unlike Julio Jones, and much like Julio Jones, he's a big guy. Like I think he can easily take the number 2 spot from Russell Gage, even though I like Russell Gage. I think Kyle Pitts, like they drafted him in the first round pretty early. And so they're not going to not use him. And why wouldn't you? Like he is 6'6", 240 pounds, according to Wikipedia. So, he's just going to be on the other end of the field and people are going to go, is that a windmill? Is that a skyscraper? No, it's Super Pitts to the rescue. By day, he's a mild-mannered Kyle Anthony Pitts, but when he puts on a Falcons jersey, he becomes Super Pitts. So yeah, like he is. I expect him. I mean, it's his rookie year, so I don't have very much stats from him in the NFL. So I would love to, but I think just he has the potential to be really, really good. And I think that's the thing is he can fill Julio Jones' spot and get touchdowns. So that's why he's at 6.
Number 7, Tyler Higbee from the Los Angeles Rams. Ryan and Keone both have him at 8. I have him at 9. Tyler Higbee is finally the true sole tight end on this Rams team after the departure of Gerald Everett, as Keone talked about earlier. He also has a much more capable quarterback throwing him the ball in Matthew Stafford. We saw Higbee explode in 2019 in the last 5 games of the season, where he had 7+ catches and 84+ yards. For 5 games, he had over 100 yards. I'm not expecting those numbers to repeat. Otherwise, he would be a top 3 tight end, but that is something that he could do throughout the season. He finished tight end 8 that year, and you can see his ability really in that span. And Matthew Stafford is going to throw him the ball. I expect big things from Higbee this season. He should be one of those guys you grab in the later 9th, 10th round if you can. If he falls to you that far, sometimes he's not, but if he does, grab him there and ride Higbee all the way through the season. Number 8, Noah Fant from the Denver Broncos. I have him at 6. Ryan has him at 9, and Keone has him at 12.
So I think with Teddy Bridgewater going in there, I might move him up a little bit, but I think he's definitely in the top 12 of tight ends. And by the end of the season, you're gonna chant Fant. Like I said, he gets Teddy Bridgewater, who won that competition against Drew Lock, who did have really good chemistry with Fant, seeing as he had 66 targets in 2019 and then 93 targets last year. So that's really good. I guess in 2019 it was him and Joe Flacco throwing those. But with Drew Lock last year, it was still 93 targets. And so hopefully Teddy Bridgewater can keep that up. And I think he can, because I think he's a better quarterback than Drew Lock. He throws for more yards, and he has a better touchdown percentage than Drew Lock. So it's just a matter of him finding that chemistry with Fant. And that's the only really thing that's gone against Fant in the past few years, I think, is not having a solid quarterback play. So as long as Fant can get like a solid, consistent quarterback, which hopefully Bridgewater can be, I think he has the talent. Like that entire team of wide receivers and pass catchers has the talent to be really, really good. It's just they haven't had the quarterback play. And so hopefully this year changes that. And I know tight ends aren't really known for this for the most part, I don't think. But, during the season, look for them to patent the Fant slant. So there you go.
Lots of rhyming going on.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9 on our list, Mike Gesicki from the Miami Dolphins. I have him at 8. Ryan has him at 10, and Keone has him at, where do you have him, Keone?
I think like 9 or 10. Let me double check. Or if you're checking that right now. I have him at 11.
11. Okay. Keone has him at 11.
Mike Gesicki makes me kind of sicky. No, I don't got no right. But I don't want him on my team. This is actually kind of guy I don't want to draft. I'd rather just stream at this point. The best thing about Mike Gesicki is that he plays every game. He only missed 1 game in 3 years. But other than that, his most targets is 89 in 3 seasons, and his most catches is 53. So he's not a true volume guy. His highest yards in a season is 703. They're just touchdowns aren't there, and this team got better. Drafted Waddle with a top 6 pick, and also signed Will Fuller. I just either you think this Dolphins offense is going to be amazing, and you think Gesicki is going to feed off of that, or you think everyone's gonna get hurt. That's the reason why you draft Gesicki, in my opinion. Like, I think he's the fourth option on the team, and he can't block. They drafted a tight end in the draft too, Hunter Long.
Fourth option.
Well, I think he's gonna be behind Parker, William, Fuller, and Waddle.
You think he's behind Parker? I think he's in front of Parker for sure. And then Waddle's going to be slow getting to the start. He's a rookie and he's been injured.
Who, Parker?
No, yeah, well, yeah, Parker has too, but
Yeah.
Waddle has.
Yeah, but still, he's a top 6 pick, bro. You gotta go where the money is. You don't draft the guy in the top 6 and not give him the ball a lot. I'm not saying that he's going to be a fantasy option, but I'm saying that Gesicki is not the guy I'm trying to get on this team. I would take Logan Thomas and Robert Tonyan before Gesicki.
Well, yeah, that's what your rankings say. Of course. All right, let's move on. Number 10, behind. Dallas Goedert from the Philadelphia Eagles. Keone has him at 7. Ryan has him at 11, and I have him at 12. In his 3 seasons, he has not out-targeted Zach Ertz still. In the 2020 season, though, he finally outproduced Zach Ertz. One can only think he takes more of a role this year, and they keep moving forward with that Dallas Goedert over Zach Ertz. He did out-target Zach Ertz in the red zone and scored more touchdowns than him. He's a big player with a lot of potential. He's really athletic. But, yeah, I think once you get to Mike Gesicki, yeah, you're streaming tight ends from there. And so Dallas Goedert, while he is super athletic, has a lot of upside. This passing game is not the greatest.
If Ertz gets traded, I would move Goedert back up to like the top 7.
Really? Zach Ertz is taking that much away from
I think so.
Dallas Goedert.
There's a couple of reporters that say Zach Ertz as same thing has gotten out targeted Goedert.
I don't think that's that far away from like out targeted, but if you look at it last year, Dallas Goedert had more touchdowns, more yards, and everything, just had less targets. But yeah I can see that happening again. You're right.
Yeah, and if he gets both, oh man.
Yeah. All right. Number 11 on our list, Robert Tonyan from the Green Bay Packers. Keone and I both have him at 10. Ryan has him at 12.
I moved up on him. I think of that before. I had him at like 16 or 17. And I just think he's going to get touchdowns again. That's really what it is. He had 10. I think he had 10 touchdowns last year. And this is a big debate between me and Keone kind of wore me down a little bit. It's just he's in too good of an offense too.
I moved him up too.
Yeah,
I had him at like 15 and I moved him up to 10.
Especially when Troutman and Ferguson not being the guys I thought they were going to be. It's just hard not to have Tonyan in your top 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, scores touchdowns. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers is quarterback.
There's no longer that question anymore. Like Aaron Rodgers will be there. So
yeah. I mean, and Aaron Rodgers does love Robert Tonyan in the red zone. So yeah, he won't have the league leading 48 touchdowns again this year, but I think more touchdowns come away from the other guys or from Devontae Adams, 18 come down. Robert Tonyan's still going to have 8 touchdowns or so.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a great number. I would expect him to get somewhere from 7 to 9.
Yeah, it's not going to be the 11 that it was, but it's still going to be up there. And number 12 on our list, Logan Thomas from the Washington football team. Ryan has him at 7, Keone has him at 9, and I have him at 11.
So he, spoiler alert for the draft guide, he is a heads in the clouds guy for me. Because so with our heads in the clouds guide, there's always, I feel like there should be like a little bit of a personal thing to it. Mm-hmm. And he really, really like helped me make playoffs last year. I did some late round or late season moves, and one of them was getting him, and it was at the perfect time because like he helped me progress into the playoffs. And in one league, and I didn't necessarily make it to the finals in that league, but still getting to the playoffs is an achievement in and of itself. It's always a goal every year.
Humble brag. I like it.
And he He also helped make the Washingtons get to the first playoffs in like 5 years. But he is also he is a serious red zone threat. And he had the most out of tight ends. He had the most red zone yards in 2020. And he also had an 88.2% catch rate in the red zone, which is just ridiculous. So if he's in the red zone, if you get into the red zone with Logan Thomas, like he's going to get the ball. And I think late in the season, he had like 16 targets one game and 12 targets another, because he was third in targets among tight ends last year with like 110 or 109. So he's getting the ball, and now he has a better quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I think it's going to be Fitzmagic and Logan Thomas. It's going to be Fitz. They're going to have hopefully a good connection, and because he is a really solid part of that team. And I know you have scary Terry McLaurin and you have Antonio Gibson, but don't sleep on Logan Thomas. He is a really good tight end, and I think he can take the momentum from last year into this year and be a really good player for you, if not a really good, like, solid streamer that will definitely win you games. Guaranteed.
All right, let me run down the list one more time. Number 1, we have Travis Kelce. 2, we have Darren Waller. 3, George Kittle. 4, TJ Hockenson. Thank Jesus. 5, Mark Andrews. 6, Kyle Pitts. 7, Tyler Higbee. 8, Noah Fant. 9, Mike Gesicki. 10, Dallas Goedert. 11, Robert Tonyan. And 12, Logan Thomas.
So I got some questions to ask you guys.
Okay, let's hear these questions.
All right. So who do you think has the best chance to finish first that isn't Travis Kelce?
Darren Waller.
Okay, that's not Darren Waller. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not the top 3 guys.
Oh.
Not the guys here. How about that? Let me use you.
I'll say Kyle Pitts. They're going to use him like a wide receiver. He's going to be their number 2 wide receiver in Atlanta. They're going to throw the ball a bunch. He has a lot of upside, but being a rookie, he might not hit that upside, but.
So yeah, I have it between Kyle Pitts and TJ Hockenson. One, because I think Kyle Pitts has that ceiling. It's just he's a rookie, like JJ said, so you never really know how that rookie season's going to go. But then I also like Hockenson because he had a great year last year, and he's basically the only option. But I don't quite know if that team can get him there. That's my only thing about Hockenson.
I don't know if Hockenson can score enough touchdowns.
That's my thing.
Make up the Kyle Pitts. But I am going to go Hockenson too. I think, yeah.
That's my thing against Hockenson, or else I would have him there too. I don't think he scores enough touchdowns to be the number 1.
All right. Who do you think is most likely not to be a top 12 guy?
Oh, I'm taking Mike Gesicki or Dallas Goedert.
I'm going to pick Noah Fant.
Interesting. Why Noah Fant? Because of the quarterbacks, or just because you?
No, I like Noah Fant. I think he's really athletic. It's a lot of weapons there. Sutton,
too many people, yeah.
Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy, Melvin Gordon catch the ball, Devontae Williams catch the ball. Sooner or later, somebody's not getting touchdowns. And a defensive coach, so they're a little more run heavy. It's just a little bit of stuff there where it's like if everything works out for Fant, he could be a top 6 guy. But there's a lot of things that could go wrong for him. But Gesicki, I don't like him either. And you're right, Goedert is another guy.
I mean, yeah, Goedert finished tight end 20 last year. I don't want that.
Yeah, I think I would have to go between Gesicki and Goedert because Zach Ertz is always scary. Like even though last year because he was injured mostly, right?
They both missed like 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so even though I like Dallas Goedert and I kind of think he's going to have that breakout year, it's finally going to happen for him. Ertz is still that looming shadow. That's like, hey, I'm still here, and I'm still a really if you get I'm a good tight end. And then Mike Gesicki, kind of not as much of a situation as Noah Fant is, but still, like Ryan said, there is a lot of weapons in Miami. And so, you know what? I believe in Tua. So I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert.
All right, I'll go with Mike Gesicki falling out then. Yeah, so then why do we have these guys in our top 12? Is it just because it's the tight end position? Because there's other tight ends out there that. So why Mike Gesicki and Dallas Goedert if none of us really like them?
Because who do you have else? You have Adam Troutman, who
Jonnu Smith, Gerald Everett.
Because
Jared
they're
Cook.
guaranteed a role.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're both
guaranteed top
athletic.
production.
They're both very athletic tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have a guaranteed role.
Yeah, and like guys like Jared Cook, I really like Jared Cook. I think you could get him at a really good spot in the draft as well. Like he could be on that list from earlier, but I think he's old. So that's kind of where it's like he's in a good offense for him, but otherwise,
exactly.
He's
when do you
older.
hit that Antonio Gates role where you're just literally coming in and red zone drives? You know, like
you run 5-yard outs, and that is
Jason
all.
Witten too old to like, hey, let me get this 5-yard out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm running straight to the sideline. I'm running out of bounds once I catch the ball, and I'm staying over there for the next 3 plays. All right.
You know that, so it's when you get to that age, it's slowly but surely you're not that deep threat.
Hey you, check out some of these other cool videos we have, as well as subscribe and click that bell. It really helps our channel out. And don't forget to stay dreamin'.